Yeah! Hello and welcome to this Warno 1v1 game. Today we're on Black Forest Duel. This was played as part of the War Yes Beat the Badmins challenge. Basically, you can challenge admins to a 1v1 duel. I think you pick their division for them or something like that. There's a few rules. But yeah, funny transport enjoyer here has challenged Fart Jenkins, the smartest War Yes admin, to a 1v1. Fart Jenkins, infamous for his ability to not be able to understand time zones. So yeah, looking at the deployments, we got some Special Aufklärer here. Well, first of all, let's talk about the fact that he's actually playing 7th. So I don't know if his division was picked for him or if he chose this for himself. If he did, he's got, mad respect from me. Because 7th is basically just... I'm trying to find it, but I probably won't find it in time. 7th is basically just bad 9th. There's basically no reason to play 7th at the moment. Gets the same amount of infantry, gets fewer tanks, gets worse tanks, doesn't get a napalm grad. So, yeah, it's basically just bad 9th. So credit to him for playing that. Yeah, so Special Aufklärer going to the left here. These are 7th's one advantage over 9th. They get exceptional airborne forward deployed, exceptional optics because they've got GSR recon. This squad is decent. You get either 4 or 6 of them, and they're good at the start. Sadly, he's only bringing 1. So yeah, he's got one going here, but I would have had a second one going for Charlie. Otherwise, he's, yeah. So one Special Aufklärer going over here, and then BRM1. Just looking down the road there with its exceptional optics. I'm not really so sure about that. Some munitions, an Igler, another Igler, a third Igler. Okay, I guess he's worried about helicopters, but if he's not worried about helicopters, 3 Iglers is a cub, right? So you might as well, because you got to pay for the transport, right? So you might as well just, well, in fact, 2 Igloos if you're counting the transport as a cub, so you might as well just get the cub. But yeah, he's probably worried about helicopters because it's 8th, right? Conkers, and a couple BMP-1 Motschutzens, and a CV T-55. Over on the right side, got some munitions here, Zickerungs, Motschutzen, T-55, T-72, Schilker Strela combo, which is interesting. Basically, these are both good anti-helo. Well, okay, the Schilker's just generally terrible, and I don't understand why anybody would ever bring it at the moment. But the Strela is good against helos, and the Schilker is supposed to be good against helos. So that's 2 anti-helo there. So he's clearly worried about helicopters. BRM1 exceptional optics and T-55. So he's clearly expecting an attack here, which is quite rare on this map. Switching to his opponent's deployment, we've got an attack there. So, so we got an American sniper here, like that movie where that guy made all that stuff up. And he does have airborne forward deployed, and he's going to there, and then got a couple of LRS here, one for the house and one for the open. These guys are basically the NATO equivalent of Special Aufklärer. They're a little bit more expensive, but they're also a little bit better because they've got the DMR and so on. Bradley recon unit. That's going to here to cover that angle. And then 2 mech rifles Dragon, one for over here, one for over here, Rangers Dragon for over here, and a Mutt CV. So quite aggressive with that 1 mech rifles Dragon there. I mean, we'll see if it gets there. From this deployment, I suppose it will, because Fart's not deploying in his own zone, really. And yeah, in terms of the attack on the left, we've got... okay, so some 50 cals for Alpha. Fireteam 84 for Alpha as well. Basically, religious people can see further than atheists, so if, here he can't really see anything. Whereas here he'd be able to see a lot. So I'm not sure why he's picked that building. I guess he's worried about stuff coming down here, but even then you can't see anything in that building. You'd have to go for this building. It's not a big deal. I mean, you can always move it. 2 mech rifles, dragon for the left. 2 M60s. We'll see how well those do. And a chaparral and a scouts. So for some reason he started the scout all the way back here with the regular deployed stuff, even though it gets recon deployed. It should be over here, really. Anyways, we'll cover the game, and we shall do so from this perspective. Right, so they're off, and it's time to thank the generous channel joiners, generously generating the channel. They get the names on the screen, they get the videos early, they get members exclusive videos. Great way to support the channel, probably the best way. They'll also get early access to my hit game Hearst Hero when I release it. First I gotta finish this PhD, right? Yeah. So, yeah, if you don't want to do that, please just like the videos. Please just comment on the videos. Let's talk about the M60. It's 135 points. I don't really think it's worth it. For some reason, it's got like a bad vet curve as well. The T72 is 5 points cheaper. It's got a lot more armor. I mean, the base T72 is a bit kind of pants, to tell you the truth. But it's a shame we can't compare these properly. But you see, the M60's got 1 less armor. It's got a longer range on the gun, but 15 pen means that at max range, it can't shoot a lot of targets. I can't remember the exact differential. But yeah, it looks like Funny Transport Enjoyer here's got an F-16. This F-16 is a bit expensive, really. I don't understand why it's 245 points. It's got a nice turning circle, but it's only got 4 missiles. I mean, I feel like the Tornado's a bit expensive as well on the British side. Like the packed planes, for some reason, have like really high suppression values on their Sidewinder missiles. Say for some reason. I can think of some reasons. But yeah, I mean, imagine if one of these was a Cub, right? So the Cub Shilka combo is pretty typical. And then that would have engaged this by now. And 2 shots of that and you're away. But yeah, he seems to be very worried about helicopters. Because he's got all the Iglas and stuff. I mean, he's gone for a very conservative deployment, given that this is basically supposed to be his zone. And if he'd swapped one of these out for a Spezial Aufklärer, he could have been in his zone. But yeah, he's clearly very worried about helicopters. To be honest, 8th does have that capacity, or they can open A10, in which case the Strela Shilka would come into their own. I mean, the Cub fires from further away, like, but yeah, quite a conservative deployment. I mean, 7th's main advantage is the Spezial Aufklärer, and if it was me, I'd have one here, and I'd have one in here already, so that he would have seen all this coming, can deploy his units properly, because as it stands, like, he's also got auto cover turned off. This is like a proper meme strat that I see a lot of people do because they think it gives them an advantage, but really what just happened there is he lost 3 HP because he wasn't in that house, so he got spotted. It really is that simple. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. I mean, T55 should lose to M60s. Yeah, the T72 will probably win. Depends what it shoots at. I mean, it's got 19 pen. Obviously the range is less, so at the same range this actually has 17 pen. It's got more armor, it fires, you know, it shoots. And, yeah, so it takes that one out. There you go, it got both of them. He did get side shot there, though. That was a side shot. So good micro from Fart getting the 2 M60s, but sadly he got it side shot there. Not sure how that happened. Like, was it on a move order as opposed to attack move, or it might have just been the Eugen Classic where they just decide they really want to face another way. So that T72's basically saved this zone. There's not really much happening over here. But yeah, if you're on red side here, basically you're supposed to get an advantageous position in Charlie, and blue's supposed to get an advantageous position in Foxtrot. But there's a lot of hesitation here. Like, if he was a bit more aggressive, you know, he could actually take this. There's not actually that much there. The Bradley's the scariest thing, which is pretty scary to tell you the truth. I mean, this T72 has smoke, whereas that T72 didn't. So yeah, he's chasing to confirm the kills, and he's got. I'd say Fart has a bit of an advantage here now. Funny transport and joy are forced to fall back, and so yeah, Fart's now buying cubs. He's got 2 cubs and some more Motshutzen. So it looks like Red wants to play quite a slow game here, and looks like Blue wanted to do some early game aggression, but against 7th Panzer as 8th, it's kind of hard because your M60s do not trade well against T-72s, and we saw that borne out here. So, yeah, just waiting around for stuff to happen. Looks like Fart's securing the rest of his zone. He's got these 30mm, which are pretty good. The grenade launchers are pretty good right now. They had their HP buffed, and the damage is pretty good. I made a guide back when they weren't pretty good, and now people just call me a wronger and so on. You know, it wasn't my fault, bro. Pioneers in MTLB is very interesting. I don't understand why. I believe you could bring this unit in an SPW-70. I think that would be a better shout. The MTLB is slower. Like, 25% slower. Having said that, you know, so this guy should really be shooting, because he's got the building in fact. Well, they see him now anyway. It looks like he's just falling back. Really? He's in a building and he's special forces. I think he would have had a good show there, especially with the Pioneer coming up. I'm not sure why he's running away. Yeah. I'm really not sure why he ran away there. Like, because obviously he's now going to engage with his other unit. But he's seeded this building. And so what Funny Transport and Joy needs to do here is get into these buildings. He does risk having to deal with the Pioneer though. But yeah, I'm just not... I don't really understand that. Over here... So Funny Transport and Joy saving these 2 units is actually pretty... It matters quite a bit. I mean, that's 85 points. So I think, like, Fart he was chasing, but then he sort of gave up. Could have just sent 1 SPW, but, you know, obviously you risk losing it because you don't actually know what's over this hill. There is a hill there. Over here, the Spezial Aufklärer, yeah, I don't understand that, really. He had the building, he had Pioneers coming. Looks like he's bought some rocket planes, presumably for these guys, but they've fallen back now. And yeah, one advantage of 7th is that they get RM70s, regular RM70s, not the napalm ones. Cubs are really strong now too because they come at 4 per card. I don't really agree with that, to tell you the truth. I'm not sure that was necessary. You can always bring 2 cards. Like the Eyehawks are only 3 per card, so why should Cubs be 4? Did I say 2? I meant to say 4. I meant to say 4 per card. I'm very tired. So the rocket planes didn't manage to get a shot off because these guys fell back. It looks like he didn't have targets, and I assume that the next battle will be for this. Bradley here, I mean, that's quite an expensive way to hold this angle. Could just put 1 Mech Rifles Dragon there, and it would hold it for 60 points as opposed to 120. But it's definitely holding it. The thing is, there used to be zones back here, and they got rid of them, which I think is a big shame. I think if there was an extra +1 here, and an extra +1 here, there'd be a lot more going on this part of the map. But instead, it's just this point, which has become quite defensible now because they've... well, to be honest, it didn't used to exist, but this just used to be forest, and then they put something here, which is cool. But yeah, the hill is still there, so attacking it is actually quite difficult. Takes some getting used to, because you see how the LOS changes. Here we go, M1 Abrams engaged. So I guess this would be your decent against T-72's choice, but even then, I mean, it's got the max range gun, I suppose. It's got the... But it's only got 17 pen. It's only 105 on the base Abrams. You need the M1A1 for the good stuff. So Motshutzen, because so for some reason this can see that, but this can't see that, even though they both have good optics. And I see this a lot with these fire support teams. I don't really understand it. It is quite frustrating. But yeah, it looks like Fart wants to push Foxtrot, and he's building up for it. You know, he's got the Cubs. I'm not sure why these are back here, but fair enough. I mean, maybe this used to be in here or something. And it looks like Funny Transport and Joy's plan is to to push this zone, which is pretty typical. Like, blue is on the good side because it is actually quite easy to push this compared to pushing this one. Well, I mean, it could be argued that this is easier for red to push than it is for blue to push this. I suppose that case could be made. Black Forest is probably the most balanced map we've got right now in 1v1. Team game is kind of hard to tell if something's balanced because there's just less games played, and the teams are never really one-to-one even, right? You need like a proper tournament to figure it out, and yeah, so you know, Fart's having some trouble seeing things, but okay, so he sees this now. I mean, I like the fact that he's building up tanks. I was going to say, when does the artillery get here, though? And here it is, so RM70's out, which would be useful. I mean, in this specific situation, you would prefer an Acacia. Here we go, M110. So this is one of the big advantages of... I'm not sure why it was shooting there. I'm not sure what was there. This is one of the big advantages of 8th in this matchup, is that... So for starters, the M1A1 is better than the T72, but the T72 is very, very cost-effective right now. Like, too cost-effective. Yeah, the different... Yeah. This thing is really good. They also get the M270HE, which just isn't worth bringing. So, that TOW 2 is annoying. As you can see, TOW 2s can one-shot T55As, because they've only got 11 armor, and you need 12 to survive a TOW 2. So it'll survive a Hellfire, but it won't survive a TOW 2. In my opinion, I think all the pack tanks are sort of over-armored and over-performing. A lot of it comes down to what I believe to be certain biases. But yeah, this thing is very, very effective. You know, it's armored as well. Well, it's got less than 1 top armor. I think if he got this RM70 all the way here and just smacked that from about here because of the dispersion, he'd probably kill it. It depends how fast it reacts, right? A lot of it comes down to luck as well. You'd need 2 to kill it reliably. So here we go, first day 10 of the game. No weasel to do some sneeding. RM70 on the M1 Abrams. So he... Yeah, okay, I was going to say, it looks like he's driving into it. So, yeah, this deals 30 pence, so you need 17 armor to survive it. Which, incidentally, that one didn't have. I think that, I think that T72M1 does have it. Man, this push is not going very well. So, I don't understand why he's pushing here. This is surely the better option. Nice big open field. Get some mortars for smoke. There they are. There they are. Read my mind. I don't watch these ahead of time, by the way. I get people asking me about that sometimes. They say, well, how did you know that was going to happen? Well, it's because that is the right thing to do. And basically, Bart pushed there, lost all his units, and then came to the same conclusion I did, that pushing there is not a good idea. So this M110, oh, it might get that cub. It probably will, actually. So he should have moved them after they fired. I think he did move this one. I'm not sure if this one was just scouted or what. No, I think he only moved one of them. Because this one used to be back here, right? So here we go, 30mm grenade launcher. Pretty strong, but it needs visuals, right? When this stands still, it's got good optics. Because it's got security, which means that when it stands still, it's got good optics. So I think that's how we can see what this. I mean, so this ignores building cover, but it is getting 2v1'd here. So I'm not sure it's such a good idea. I mean, so even though this is only down to 1 strength, it still fires the same because it's only 1 weapon. Although, I mean, it might get one of them. It looks like he did some missing. Oh no, he got that one. But now he can't actually see this one because the Zikrungs isn't there for it, so this is probably going to die because he's just sort of getting shot. Give me morphium. Oh, I love a good Black Forest game. Makes me want to slip into something a bit more comfortable. Like a coma. So, Sniper over here is starting to engage. I don't know if it's this Igler or what. It's this Pioneer. It's kind of hard to tell when this is happening, because this has like super duper exceptional optics. It's got one rank above exceptional, so it's really hard to see him. So even though he's got very good optics looking at it while it shoots, you still can't see it. So you got to do some attack positioning. But yeah, I mean, I think Fart needs to invest in some Acacias, but really, oh, here we go. So there you go, that rocket plane, if it can get a good shot off, it's not bad. The thing is, it's only got 8 HP, and the Eyehawk deals 9 damage, so that's not great. I wonder where that RM70 got to. So yeah, he should really target this, but this is moving, so that's good from Funny Transport Enjoy. And there it goes, so there goes the second one. That obviously wasn't this Eyehawk, it must have been the Chaparral Stinger combo, must have both hit it. I mean, it dodged one Eyehawk round, so I guess it used up its luck mana. That's not really how that works. So here you go, you see that, you know, if you're in the building, you just win, basically. Okay, so close range RM70 there, that's a pretty good idea. T72 versus M60, you see that, like, these things are a bit overperforming, I feel. And I feel that the M60 is underperforming. So, he didn't move his RM70, and I think it's dead now. So that's really bad news, actually. Will he make it? Will he be saved by luck? He will. A lot of it has to do with the splash at artillery just being dreadful. But yeah, it's great to see that happen. Well, I mean, is it? It depends who you're rooting for. So yeah, Far, he's still building up. I mean, he's got his smoke mortars out here, which is great news. Obviously, he's got to be very wary of this thing. You see how Funny Transport Enjoyer here has put a CV next to it so that it's 2-vet, so it actually fires really fast. What? I think he's sound scumming. I don't understand. Oh no, never mind. The LRS could just see it. The LRS could just see it. I was going to say, I thought they fixed that. But there you go. So there goes the RM70 LRS here. You know, this is always, if you're on the red side here, this is always a priority target. There's always going to be somebody in there. Losing that Bradley to this thing is pretty crazy. This, you know, this clearly got the first shot off, or it's you know, its shot went off first. So Mochilson versus, you know, whatever. I mean, the M60 is okay, so the T72 could be moved up. So yeah, great smoking. You love to see it. I mean, he needs the CV coming up really. I mean, he's got all these tanks. So I feel like Fart has more units, although at this point it's hard to tell. I mean, he should do, because his stuff is just sort of cheaper, a bit more cost-effective. East German stuff in particular is very, very cost-effective. And so, you know, he should be using this. Most of it's just sat around not doing anything. And I think he could really use... Like, I like this attack a lot. It's cool. He's got the smoke to cut off this TOW2. He's got the smoke to cut off these Abrams. But yeah, it would have been cool if he'd had couple of Catsias, because yeah, the RM70 is great, but you just constantly have to deal with these small teams these days, especially since, I mean, 50 cals aren't as good anymore as they used to be. And I've noticed this is moving. 50 cals aren't as good as they used to be anymore, but certainly just ATGMs in every building. You always need some sort of tube artillery. I appreciate that MLRS has multiple tubes, but I call single tubes tubes. Like, this is tubes. I'm not sure this was a good purchase, given what is happening here. This will take quite a while to pay for itself. He'd be better off buying an M1A1, you know, for 15 points more, or if he can't afford that, one of these at a supply. So, yeah, it's a shame. I mean, it looks like this attack has petered out, and a lot of that was to do with the fact that Fart just didn't use most of his units. He's got so many units here he's not using. And I hope this is going on those mortars. It's not. He's trying to snipe individual infantry units. You hate to see it. I mean, look, this isn't moving. Pact doesn't have any smoke-spewing self-propelled mortars. At least not yet. Oh, double tap on that T-72 there. So, late game, 8th has the advantage because of the M1A ones. But they take a long time to come out. F-16 goes down then. That was pretty deep for a fighter. But in the mid-game... Oh, there you go. Mortar's going down. Like... 10 minutes ago. 7th had a clear advantage because you get the T-72s out a lot faster than you get the other stuff out. The usage of the M60s and the Abrams is interesting. Most people tend to avoid those because they just go for the top stuff. Did that actually drop its bottom? That's quite surprising. So, I wonder if this will move because, you know, he's got it on an attack move order, which can be good or bad because it means that when this... Well, it's just bad, basically. I mean, it's good in that he will hopefully not get counter-batteried now. Right, so smoke mortar, or at least pop smoke on this. Like, he's in, but he's got to pop that smoke. Great. But yeah, he's just got loads of tanks here not doing anything. I mean, he clearly wants to do an attack here as well, but he would have just been better off having all this over here and just whole-ass one thing instead of half-assing two things, because it's very, very difficult to do two attacks simultaneously. I mean, you can see he is trying. Whereas, you know, if you do one attack better, it can, I mean, it is cool to do two attacks simultaneously. Another thing you can do is as soon as you take this as red, you send one unit down through here to here, and you just snipe some transports. It'll always die, but you tend to get a lot of value out of it. So there you go, that went down, and if he'd... I think this was too close to smoke there because of minimum range. Oh wow, that really did pay for itself. 165 points, and it got an M1A1 and a TOW 2. So Helo's out here. There is a Chappie here, but it's kind of looking like overextension time for red. He's lost a lot of stuff, but he's still attacking. There's not really much left. He did manage to capture this supply, so... Oh, wow, that was a good one as well. 125 points, getting an M1 Abrams CV. I mean, he'll probably die, but that was definitely worth it. 7th, I guess 9th doesn't get these MiG-21 bombers. I suppose that's an advantage of 7th. I think in general, 9th's air tab is a bit more expensive, but I can't remember. Certainly, infantry's the same as 9th, and tanks are better in 9th than they are in 7th. But yeah, imagine if imagine if he had two Acacias, right? You get a lot of value because he knows this is here, right? Because it keeps killing him. Here we go. So smoke. Oh, okay. I mean, you'd want to smoke around here somewhere, but because obviously this has been spotted clearly. See, but yeah, I mean, he's going to have to move this now because it's a near miss, but it'll probably still kill it. But yeah, Far on a +1, 17 minutes left, and there's no blue CV here. There's this mutt and there's this mutt actually, and given that the smoke is there, he could actually get this mutt in, and red wouldn't be able to see it. This Bradley's almost made it around. He's been fast moved instead of attack moved, but is that a road? No. So basically this fuel is basically time spent moving, and so if you spend longer moving because you've not got a road, you'd actually use more fuel, which I guess is true in real life as well, so I guess that's sensible. It's probably the best way of abstracting it. Anyway, I mean, this is not safe. I wonder if he'll react in time. So obviously it starts coming out now, right? I don't think he'll have time. Those didn't... Well, I mean, now he's got time, but he's not paying attention. Do these fire 3 at once? I think that's dead. Yeah. It's a shame, because if he'd been paying attention there, or just, okay, I've capped it, now move back. But yeah, I really like the smoke mortar. It's just weird that he would smoke here, as opposed to have this a little bit further back and smoke here, and then you're much more better covered, although these might still be able to see you. And you've just got to watch out for the RT, but yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah, everybody loses stuff in the transports, but the point I was trying to make is just having all this stuff here not doing anything is a big shame. I'm not sure about that either. This guy is full everything. Oh, well, he lost both of them. Okay. And the lack of... so he's using bombers to try and take out these small teams as opposed to, you know, Katsia's. And this is probably not going to survive. It only dropped 2 of its bombs. Although, that swung the fight, actually. I mean, now this is only 2 and 5, and this 1 HP Moshus I'm not so sure about. Oh, you see, he pulled that back. But yeah, you see how it automatically changes its targeting, because this was on lower cohesion. So the M249 can shoot while moving, the M240 Bravo and the PKM can't. So Fart's got to stop his unit here. Because he's normal cohesion, he does actually move faster than these. Also, the satchel needs to be stopped to shoot, so if he just stops now... So it's something you got to keep in mind with the infantry micro. So you stop, throw your satchel, and then, you know, keep moving if you want to chase him. But, I mean, it looks like he's going to get him anyway. He's got more HP. There you go, Bradley's starting to get kills. I wonder how soon he'll notice. So he loses those 2. Has he still got those helicopters? So this one's out of Phalangers, and the other one, I think, died. Heavy arty coming on these T-72s here. Interesting hit bit about T-72s. They've got 1 more armor than every other medium in the game. I'd class this as a heavy. Well, yeah, obviously that one. I'd class this as a heavy. Over 200 points, I'd say, is a heavy tank. But yeah, like Chieftains and M60s and so on only have 2 top armor, T-55s and so on. But the T-72 has got 3. It was 2 for a patch and then they changed it back. So, cool attack happening here, but this has been neutralized. Kokon's on this one though, and if that Chaparral doesn't move up, this is going to really do some damage here. The pen isn't, you know, too great to kill an Abrams, I suppose. Abrams' armor's quite high. But yeah, there's I don't know. I mean, I like the smoke. I like the fact that he's attacking 2 things at once. It is cool, but it is suboptimal. He's also not noticed this yet. Obviously in the heat of battle. It does tell you up here, but it's also telling you lots of other things, like, oh, you just lost your mortars again. You've only got 1 mortar left. I'm not sure why he's smoking that, but must be a diversion. Anyway, so he's going in. I think his composition here is a bit off, right? He wants to get into the town, but it's all armor, so it's actually only got 1 infantry. I mean, he was bringing up 2 infantry here, but it died in the transport. So here we go. This is the reinforcements for the push. But, okay, so this is just on an attack move, so it will begin engaging. Well, it's all on attack move, so... Well, some of them are on unload, but they'd still shoot, I think. I'm not sure if that's an unload attack move. Anyway, D55 AK will not survive a Maverick. And neither will this. But the A-10 gets routed. It does get one on its way out, but yeah, so I guess blue, funny transport enjoy here, doesn't actually have seeds because it keeps getting hit by those cubs. Right, so that's got a smoke now, I think. I don't think he's going to do it though. So yeah, down it goes. But he's capped this. Pretty cool game. I mean, there's just a lot of Abrams here now, so he's bringing those over. The M110's getting some shots there. Might have been better going for the Cubs, but yeah, and then if you're blue, you want really like a tow Cobra back here. Which, no, he's just bought another A10. Because that would stop this, because there's no actual short-range AA in there. I'm not sure if he started with someone and he lost it, but yeah, this is looking a bit thin now. But he could smoke this and get this back in here. Or it's just going to run it in. It's basically, the key to this zone is this walkway here, as you can tell, right? Because if blue's up here, you're not getting in that zone ever. And if red's up here, then, you know, it's easier for red, especially if they take this building to get that zone. But yeah, the T-55, it is here. I mean, is that covered? Oh, no, he's engaging. Yeah, he's not going to win that fight. He's got to leave. There's a gap in the houses there. I don't think he's noticing. Yeah, I mean, he couldn't even shoot back because of the armor and differential there. So that's a shame. He got this in, and he's popped smoke on it. He's got to resupply that with this proper fast, or get the mortar doing something, but that's on an attack move order. Mortar's here for blue, for chip damage, I guess. I mean, this is just not... It's great for smoke, right? But I suppose if you're not smoking, you might as well use it for something else. That tank went down to the arty again. A10's showing up. Yeah, it's a shame. I mean, eventually he would have been pushed out of here anyway. There's just a lot more stuff here for blue. But he could have clung, especially if he'd been in here, he could have clung on a bit longer. You know, that Moshut's and hitting that M1 and so on. HE bomber also. Ooh, almost. Transporting Joy just advancing into his own mortar fire here because, as you can see, mortars don't do anything. Oh, there goes a HP. Epic. And yeah, that CV did go down there. As did the helicopter. So blue's got this kind of open now. Red buying a lot of reinforcements. I mean, this is sort of sat around not doing anything. Keeps having to buy CVs. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, don't buy Gvozdy because unless they buff him, but now they're just trash, and they have been for quite a while. I would not be buying Gvozdy because at all. They're just not very good. There's some myth about them being better for smoke. They're not, because the smoke fades before they fire the second volley, unless they've got really low, unless they're like properly buffed up. The CV or something. Mortars are always better for smoke. They also cover a wider area with more smoke. You can't turn off corrected shot on your... is this out of ammo? It is. This is right here as well. It's a shame. But yeah, red... You know, he got a lot out of that, but he's expended himself, and so he's got to be a bit careful here. As for blue, he's only got 8 minutes to do some pushing, so I appreciate his strategy was to build up loads of Abrams, and he's got them now, so he really needs to go here. I mean, there's nobody there. This LRS, for example, could be sent forward. So A10 goes down to MiG-21 AA, which... I don't recommend if you're 7th, you can get the Mulder. The problem with this, obviously, is it dies to one Ihawk hit, as you just saw. And I think these guys knew the matchup going in, because this was part of that challenge we spoke about. And so they should have, he should have been like, well, he's going to have Ihawks, I'll need Seed, at least. So yeah, lots of red units here, but not really in the right place. I mean, maybe he's going to try and come down here, but... What he needs to do is defend his zone. Like this kind of rapid reaction stuff is great for defending your zone, but yeah, he's not defending his zone. This has run out of Kokons, and yeah, I think blue is starting to wake up to this idea that actually I'm not being shot at. There might not be anybody here. Yeah, just I'm not. I don't know, I mean, he clearly wants to attack down here, but he doesn't have to. I don't know, there's a lot to be said. So this is what the mortars were actually for. They were for smoking, and you see how he smokes from a bit far away. Self-propelled mortars are easier to do with this because you can move them after each shot, which he's not actually doing. But yeah, it looks like he's going to get that in. I mean, typically you'd want like the tank going in first there, because there might have been somebody in this building, but there wasn't, so... Yeah, it's going to be +2 now for red. I mean, there is a CV here, but it's not in the right place. This is... Oh, okay, so he shouldn't try and smoke there. The Gvozdika, I mean, he ran out of mortars, right? So I guess that's why. And there's just a lot of units here not doing anything. Like all these infantry and these transports. It's a shame, because if all this had just been here, this wouldn't be happening. Mech Rifles Dragon can't shoot in smoke. They can shoot in forest, but they can't shoot in smoke. The Rangers don't have dragons either. The thing is, this is quite a short... So is he going to go for... I mean, this... Yeah. This is quite a small area, so... You gotta watch out. Oh, they switched to HD on these ones, yeah, just to hit that area. I mean... The M1's probably going to win, right? Because he's in the forest, so he's higher vet, and that missed because it's moving. So, yeah. I'm not sure if this one will work. That's quite greedy. Oh, wow. Okay, it's just going to shoot over there. Sure, I mean, there's T-55s here. There is a CV here that could have been sent here. He's just got to deal with this. He's cancelled his bombing order, or it got cancelled because he lost targeting. Lots of units here not doing anything. He went forwards, now he's going back again. I mean, I was going to say that on a +2, you know, he might... Oh no, he loses the CV. Credit to Funny Transport Enjoy, though. He saw his chance and he took it. This was pretty clutch. I mean, that basically just shouldn't have worked. There should have been units here, and then there should have been units here. But now, now he's on a +4 with 5 minutes left, and he's getting dragons in to secure the gap. I mean, it was all just... What? So now he's trying to get over here, but he doesn't want to take this road because he thinks there's tows here, which there were before, but and tanks and stuff. There's not at the moment, but you'd be right to assume there was something there. Okay, so now he's changed his mind again and he's turning round. I mean, he's just throwing... he's not got long to sort this out. It's a +4. This is not fantastic. And now that this is secure, it's really not looking great for red at all. Yeah, I mean... Damn, what a throw. What a throw. What a huge throw. That's just depressing. It's just depressing to watch. What a throw. That is a crazy, crazy throw. I mean, he wasn't spending his points for a bit as well, because look at all this. So yeah, he had all these units. All he had to do was have them there, and he would have been fine. But no, he stacked them all up here, and then just didn't do anything with them. And, yeah, now he's got this problem. I mean, I don't know, I assume that's not coming up here. So this has gone down to a +2, but there's no CV in this, right? And yeah, the M1A ones are here. This one's coming over. They've got decent stabilizers. They used to have perfect stabilizers, but they got rid of that. That's not allowed, apparently. So yeah, I don't know if that was him manually choosing it, but that was obviously the right target because that was an infantry and a transport, whereas these are... You get your most bang for your buck there. So yeah, all the red stuff's dying. There's the surrender. What a throw. What a throw. Crazy throw there from the smartest War Yes admin. So yeah, this is nobody apparently, and that's a weird bug. It does happen sometimes. Not sure what causes it. Yeah, these M110s did a lot of work. I mean, look at that. That is a lot of kills on that M110. And yeah, some of the Abrams did quite well. Like base Abrams seems to trade quite well into T-72, which you'd expect really. It's a more expensive tank. You see this one got some other stuff. But yeah, what a throw. I admired Fart's aggressive nature there, you know, attacking, doing something. And certainly that is a Natri embody, but this game rewards defending and then just attacking at the end. I think this was a good example of that. Although, you know, to his credit, Funny Transport Enjoy did do the first attack of the game, and it didn't work out, so he's like, oh, I got to build up. Don't think there's anything wrong with that. But yeah, what a throw. What a throw.